This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I'm going to say something very, very simple here. Did you have a worse weekend than this guy?
I know there's something that I need to tell you. And I said, is it bad? And she said, yes. And I said, is that about the marriage? And she said, yes. And we got home and I said, what's happened? And she said, I've been having an affair with a man from work. And then she said, and that's not all. I'm pregnant with this child.
Yep.
And in that moment, I felt like I lost a lot. You know, I'd lost my wife, the life we created, the dog, our home, my parents-in-law, her family, everything that I'd really held dear. If someone said, what makes a meaningful life? It just came crumbling down like a house of cards.
Oh, my God.
I saw this too.
Could you
Whipper, we
imagine?
must have the same sort of
algorithm,
theme,
yeah.
the algorithm.
Oh, yeah, you guys are sickos.
I always think, what would Chrissy be interested in this weekend? And then I search for it and I find things like that.
Oh, it was so sad and he was so lovely.
Because he painted
So
a picture
you
about
guys-
them standing there in the kitchen and then he says, tell me.
I know, and what
guys have
you've
got the
edited
cheating
out there,
algorithm.
Fitz, what they've edited out is he said they were in the car when she said, I've got to tell you something. And he went to, put his hand on her leg, they're a couple. And she said, no, don't do that because when I tell you what I've got to tell you, you won't want to be nice to me. It was so heartbreaking.
13, 24, 10. If this has happened to you, talk about a double banger. You're there and you find out and your wife or your girlfriend, or maybe it's vice versa, and then they say, I'm sorry, I've been seeing somebody else. And you're crushed in that moment, right? So there's a sledgehammer to the head.
Yeah, but that's salvageable.
Yeah, you can.
You can work on that.
We can work through that. You've stuffed up and this is going to take some time, but we can wrap a bandage around it and see if we can heal that. But then the sledgehammer comes from over the shoulder and hits you in the chest with, by the way, I'm pregnant.
Okay,
Yeah.
can I add one more to that? And then even a worse story? That you've got daughters yourself and you're Dave Grohl and you're sitting down in front of your family and telling...
I got another
tell-
confession to make.
So telling your wife and your daughters that I have had an affair and I am going to be the father of another child.
You've swung the
And
sledgehammer
girls,
again.
and girls, while we're at it, please meet Warren. He's my crisis manager. Any questions?
Warren, could you speak to the girls and check if they need any further care? And you'll be
not
meeting them.
funny, but someone would have gone through this over the weekend. You are right. It's not funny. We shouldn't be laughing at it.
No.
It's
Do you know, I kind of hope in that situation that they don't have kids together, and I don't think they do because they seem like a younger couple. So there was a chance for a clean cut there, as brutal as it is. Let's make sure the blade is sharp so that he can go his own way, and the chance of having a non-connected life after that is possible.
Oh, that's very businessy of you.
Well, you have to,
The saddest
Swanee.
thing about this story is that all his hopes and dreams have just dissolved in one
Gone.
sentence.
Although, Swanee, did he put it on social media just so people could go, oh, well, I'll tell you what, I mean, I feel for him, but he's also handsome. Ladies, I'm moving on.
Cynical old dog.
You don't know. I mean, he's played. This might have happened 6 months ago, and his play now was tell an emotional story to try and bag my next girl. We don't know.
The comments underneath are like, well, her loss. You seem like a very lovely man.
Yeah, handsome guy, fits beautiful hair, nice. He looked like a doctor. He looked like a young doctor.
He's swimming in it right now. He's probably got 3 ladies in his jacuzzi as we speak. And we're crying over him right now, and he's just ordered another lady. She's on the way as
You
well.
reckon he's turned his house into the Playboy Mansion? Maybe, Swanee, there's a miracle story out there where you actually made it work, or there was a twist or a turn of how you moved on.
How do you
Well,
move
yes,
on
and
from that?
also every breakup, as agonising as they are at the time, they always end up being the best thing.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to see it in that moment. Don't you agree?
Oh, sometimes you got to swim through the sewerage. We've all been there, and it
But
stinks.
you really can't be serious.
I
can
am
you,
being
Michael
serious. Sometimes
You
it stinks,
can't.
but the future can
You
be
are
positive.
dead
Hey,
inside.
I'm all right.
He's totally dead.
Fits in Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.